Okay, so what if I told you that you could physically grow your willpower, almost exactly like you grow a muscle at the gym? Today, we're diving into the neuroscience that shows you how to build the part of your brain that handles discipline. And yeah, it really only takes about 22 minutes.
You know the feeling, right? You set some massive, exciting goal, you're all fired up, but then when it's time to actually do the hard work, poof, the feeling is just gone. See, motivation is a terrible strategy. It's flaky. It disappears the second things get tough. It's a universal frustration for sure, but the solution is probably not what you're thinking.
And here it is. This is the big idea that changes everything. The problem isn't you. It's not a character flaw. The issue is that we've been trying to solve a hardware problem with a software update. We're trying to use a fleeting emotion, motivation, to fix a physical, structural issue in our brain. We've been focused on the wrong thing this whole time.
So, that brings us right into our first big section, the motivation myth. We're going to completely break down why counting on feelings to do difficult things is, well, pretty much a guaranteed recipe for failure.
This chart just lays it out so perfectly. On one side, you've got the feeling-based approach. That's where most of us live. It's totally unreliable, it's fleeting, and it's reactive. You have to wait to feel like it to do anything. But on the other side, you've got the structure-based approach. This is consistent, it's trainable, and it's proactive. You build a system that just works, no matter what your mood is.
So if feelings aren't the answer, what is? Well, let's get into section 2 and meet the real hero of this story, your very own willpower muscle. Okay, get ready for a bit of a mouthful here. It's called the Anterior Mid-Cingulate Cortex, or for our purposes, just the AMCC. Neuroscientists have pinpointed this one specific spot as the brain's hub for what we think of as willpower. And let me be clear, this isn't some abstract self-help concept. It is a real physical location in your brain that powers your drive to push through a challenge.
So the best way to think of the MMC is just like a bicep. Seriously, it's the part of your brain that lights up when you make the choice to do something you really don't want to do. And here is the absolutely incredible part. Just like a muscle, it physically gets bigger and stronger the more you use it. This is the magic of neuroplasticity in action. Your brain isn't fixed. It can literally change its structure based on what you do.
And this quote just nails it. We're moving away from fluffy, feel-good advice and into the world of biological blueprints. You're not just trying to be more disciplined anymore. No, you are literally engineering the structure of your own brain. You get to be the architect of your own willpower.
Okay, I know what you're thinking. This all sounds amazing, but how do I actually do it? That's what brings us to the most practical part of all this. Section 3, the discomfort protocol. This is your step-by-step workout plan.
And the time commitment? You're probably thinking it's hours a day. Nope, it's 22 minutes. That's it. We're not talking about hours of grueling effort, just a short, sharp, focused burst of intentional discomfort. Pretty wild, right?
And here's the protocol itself. It's so beautifully simple. First, you choose something you genuinely dislike doing, but that's obviously safe. Think a 60-second cold shower, doing that one boring chore you always avoid. You get the idea. Second, and this is the most important part, you voluntarily lean in. You choose the discomfort. You're in charge. Third, you just do it for a short, set period of time. And finally, you repeat it consistently. That repetition is the signal that tells your brain, hey, we need to get stronger here. Start rewiring. So what's actually happening in your brain when you do this? It's fascinating. Every time you complete the protocol, your brain releases a little bit of dopamine, but it does it after the effort. You're essentially teaching your brain a brand new, powerful lesson. Choosing to do hard things voluntarily leads to a real internal reward. You are fundamentally changing your entire relationship with effort.
All right, so let's pull back and look at the big picture. What's the end game here? What happens when this becomes a habit? Let's jump into our final section. Section 4, engineering an iron will.
Just look at the transformation here. The before picture is the motivated brain. It's passive. It sits around waiting for inspiration to strike. But the after picture? That's the engineered brain. It doesn't wait for drive, it creates its own drive. It doesn't run from friction, it leans into challenges because it's been trained to know that effort feels good. You go from inconsistent results to, well, relentless execution.
And get this, there's a fascinating term for people who build this kind of mental toughness, super-ager. These are people whose brains, especially in areas like the AMC, are so healthy and robust that they actually function at the level of someone decades younger. So this isn't just about getting more stuff done. It's about building a cognitively superior, more resilient brain for the long haul.
So what's the ultimate payoff? What do you get for all this? You get a brain that is literally rewired for action, a mind that handles stress way more effectively because it no longer fears discomfort. You get the actual, tangible ability to stick with those huge, life-changing goals. And ultimately, you get an iron will that you didn't just wish for, you actively built it yourself, neuron by neuron.
Look, this isn't just a bunch of interesting information. It's an instruction manual. The power to engineer a stronger will is completely 100% in your hands. So the only real question left is, what will you choose to hate today?